Alright, so let's solve this interesting LeetCode problem today, which is boats to save people. It says you are given an array people, where people at any index is the weight of the ith person, and an infinite number of boats, where each boat can carry a maximum weight of limit. Each boat carries at most 2 people at the same time, provided the sum of their weights is at most limit. Now we are to return the minimum number of boats to carry every given person. If we look at example 1 here, we have 2 persons, person with a weight of 1 and a person with a weight of 2, and our limit is 3. We can simply put each of them in different boats, but since we are trying to minimize the number of boats, we can check their weights. 2 plus 1 is 3 and is just the limit, and we can put both of them in one boat, making the minimum number of boats 1. Let's try to visualize example 2 and 3 so that we can understand the approach we use to solve this problem. Okay, so I have our 2 remaining examples here, and the way I could think about solving this problem was, since we're trying to minimize the number of boats, we can use a greedy approach, whereby if we sort the array, people with greater weight will definitely be at the end now. So now we can prioritize putting those people with higher weights into each boat, like 1 boat for each of them, because they will definitely need 1 boat since we are trying to carry every person along. And if we add the weights of the person at the end with the weights of the person at the beginning, if both of them is greater than the limit, we know that that person at the end cannot be paired with any other person, so we can simply add him to the boat even if his weight is not up to the limit. So let's try to go through it with example 1 and understand better. So when we sort this first array now, it will look like 1, 2, 2, and 3. Now, if you drop a pointer at index 0 and another pointer at the last index, in each iteration, we'll calculate the weights of both of them together. So now, in this case, it's 4, which is 3 plus 1. Now, 4 is greater than our limit. What does that tell us? It means 3 will have to go to 1 boat, because if we try to pair 3 with another person, since this array is sorted, the number will never be less than 4. So 3 cannot go with any other person here. So 3 will go into a boat on its own. So we increment our number of boats by 1. Now we shift the right pointer. Now we check in the next iteration. 1 plus 2 is 3. Now 3 is exactly our limit, and we can simply add 1 to our boat. We can also add 2 itself and 1 itself, but remember, we're trying to minimize the number of boats. So after this, we shift our right pointer again. Now we check 2 plus 1 is still 3. So now we can add 1 more boat, and we exit the loop. Let's try with example 2 as well. Now after sorting, it will look like this: 3, 3, 4, and 5. In the first iteration, when we add the 2 weights, you can see 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 is greater than our limit, yes, and that means 5 cannot be paired with any other person. So we add 1 boat. We shift the right pointer to 4 and 3 is 7. 7 is still greater than our limit, meaning 4 cannot be paired with any other person. So we still add 1. Now we shift our right pointer again. 3 and 3 is 6. 6 is still greater, cannot be paired too. So we increase the boats by 1. Now finally, 3, there is no other person remaining, and we are left with 3. So 3 will just go into a boat of its own. So that's it, giving us a total of 4 boats for this example. So that's it for this. Let's now try to write the code. As we say, the first thing we want to do is to sort the people array. So we can do, now we create the number of boots, which is what we'll return later. You can call it boots, which will be 0 first. Let's now initialize our pointers. So we can use left and right, where left will be 0 and right will be the last index, which is the length of. Now we can do why left and right hasn't crossed paths. Let's calculate the total weight. Now we can check if this weight is greater than our limit. Right person cannot be paired with another person, so we can do both equal to 1, right, decrement the right pointer. Aside that, we still have to increment our both by 1 because both of them will enter the same boot. Now, but this time around, we shift our left and right pointer, which is incrementing left and decrementing right. Then finally, we just return both. Now let's run the code. Okay, so that's it for this video. As you can see, it works. See you guys on the next one.